Now, Sub-Saharan Africa's effort to electrify is not just a matter of building big power plants and installing towers and wires. Solar power, feeding both into the main grid and powering remote areas, is gaining favor. In this segment of Empowering Africa, VOA senior analyst Jeffrey Young looks at this approach to bringing light to the people of Africa.
In thousands of small communities across Africa, work stops at night because there is no reliable supply of electricity. The World Bank says that only 22% of rural Sub-Saharan Africa has secure electricity supplies, and that holds back economic development. A major reason for that gap is explained by an energy analyst with the development organization World Resources Institute, Lily Ordano.
You have a large proportion of the population living in very sparsely distributed areas. And so the government just realized that it just doesn't make economic sense for us to think of extending the grid to all these people. So we do have to think of alternative sources.
One of those alternatives is solar power. The solar panel and the batteries that store the energy the panels generate are becoming more efficient and more affordable every year. With outside financing from grants by international organizations and private equity partnerships, solar companies are popping up throughout the continent, such as M-Pesa in Kenya and Indigo in South Sudan. Most operate on the pay-go system. Customers pay a relatively small amount up front to get the panels installed. They are connected to a box that works like a digital parking meter. Users pay via mobile phone, using the electricity as they need. Often after a set amount is paid in, the customer owns the system outright. Even small solar systems can have a big impact. More on that from the Deputy Director of the U.S. government's Power Africa program, Matthew Reese.
Bigger systems are starting to take place now that could even in theory bring on the ability to have enough electricity to run a small refrigerator or some hair clippers or a sewing machine, some type of light industry where you in your home with your own household electric solution can begin to engage in value addition or light industry or have a better job.
A private equity partnership built the massive solar-powered Garden City Mall in Nairobi. With its shops, offices, and apartments, its solar panels generate up to 858 kilowatts an hour. But an energy analyst says the solar industry needs to reduce costs and improve efficiency to make more large solar projects viable. The World Bank's Musa Blimpo.
If we are thinking about electricity in terms of contributing to the structural transformation of our continent for creation of highly productive new type of jobs, the jobs of the future, we still need for the off-grid solution, the mini-grid solutions, we still need to see more technological advancement.
We'll explore other renewable energy solutions for electrifying the continent in coming segments of Empowering Africa. Jeffrey Young, VOA News, Washington.
While big swathes of Sub-Saharan Africa lack electricity, governments and communities are examining a variety of solutions. One of them is wind power. In our next segment of Empowering Africa on Wednesday, VOA senior analyst Jeffrey Young looks at how wind can be a valuable addition to the mix of power generation systems. So be sure to join Africa 54 tomorrow.